Since April of this year, we have seen a significant decrease in the gold to silver ratio. And if you aren't sure what that is, that's how many ounces of silver you could get for 1 ounce of gold if traded at spot price. Now you can look at this chart right here and you can see early this year in April, we were around 100 to 1. We had a peak right here of 104.78, another one at 103.7, and we have been dropping really quick ever since. Today, as we record this video, we are sitting at 80.87, and like I said, that's a large decrease. But the gold to silver ratio, again, that is if you're trading at spot price. But what is it really? Like, what is the real gold to silver ratio? Let's say if I were to go into a coin shop with a bunch of silver eagles or a bunch of silver rounds, how many of those would I have to trade to get 1 ounce of gold? And as you probably know, that number can be wildly different than what shows on a gold to silver ratio chart. So today we are going to call coin shops and find out how many rounds and how many silver eagles I need to bring to them to leave with 1 ounce gold eagle. Now, I'm not going to share every single phone call, but I got 3 calls that I thought were interesting and I wanted to share those with you, and I think you'll see why once you listen to them. So let's get into it. Yeah, I got just a quick question. I saw silver was over $50 again, and I was thinking about taking some of my silver and turning it into gold. Is that something you guys do?
Yeah. Yep, we can do that.
So, like, if I were to, because I have silver rounds, like just the Buffalo rounds, and I have silver eagles as well. Like how many rounds would I need to bring in, or eagles for that matter, to like say get a 1 ounce gold eagle?
Okay, let me figure that out here. Just a second.
Okay.
So you're talking about just bringing in the regular rounds, not the silver eagles?
Well, I could do both. I'm just kind of see what's a better deal for me. Like, I guess
okay,
if you
yeah, silver eagles I always pay more for.
Okay.
Okay, the silver rounds for a gold eagle figures out to be like 87.5. So
okay. And
about
what about
87.
What about eagles?
Oh yeah, eagles will be, yep. Let me figure out what eagles are right at the moment. That would be about 85.
85. All right, cool. That gives me something to think about. Thank you so much.
Yep, you bet. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. That was only one of the 7 shops that I spoke with today. And later in this video, I'm going to share with you even more audio from some of these calls because they said some very interesting things. But first, I want to tell you some of the data from some of these other shops that I spoke with because the numbers were all over the place. And guys, we are talking about multiple hundreds of dollars in loss just swapping your silver into gold with some of these shops. So let's take a look. But first, guys, if you are new here, I would love for you to become a subscriber. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you go down below and check that you're subscribed because we're almost at 250,000 subscribers. And also, guys, I just wanted to take a quick second to let you know that I am partnering with Whatnot once again, and this time for the huge Black Friday show. Now, guys, the Black Friday show is going to be huge because they plan on having a flash sale every single minute across the channel for the entire day. And that includes my channel. So for example, in mine, I'm gonna have the Silver Seeker carded 1 gram gold Valcambi bars, and we're gonna have 2 flash sales on them for a really good price. One of them at 4:45 Eastern Standard Time, the other one at 5:35 Eastern. But again, I'm not the only one with flash sales. For example, this guy is supposed to have 5 of these at over 50% off. But if you're looking for something else, remember that Whatnot isn't just about coins and gold. They also have Legos and toys and collectible cards like Pokemon, so much more. So make sure you get over there and check it out. And by the way, if you're a new customer on Whatnot, you can even get $15 off your first purchase by using my QR code or the link in the description below. I can't wait to see you on Black Friday. All right, so like I said, let's take a look at the data from some of these shops, and then we will get to some more phone calls. And here we go with shop number 1. Now, keep in mind, we are using, you can see this all on the screen, the GSR of 80.7, gold of 4104, and silver at 50.64. That's about what it was when we made the calls. So everything's rounded to the closest 1/10 of an ounce, by the way. And looking at silver eagles, they wanted 85 silver eagles for 1 ounce gold eagle. Now that is a difference of 4.3 ounces off the GSR, which is over $200 in value that you're losing just in bullion value by swapping your eagles for a gold eagle. Now, if you go to Buffalo's with the shop, they wanted 6.8 ounces more than the GSR. That is $344 of bullion value that you were leaving on the table by just making that shop with swap, I should say, with shop number 1. Now let's move on to shop number 2, and I'll just let you know that some shops, and by the way, as I said, we're rounding to the nearest 10th ounce, but some shops are only telling me, they're not saying, even though I'm asking them, how many ounces of Eagles do I need to bring in, how many ounces of rounds. What they're actually just telling me is what they're paying for Eagles, what they're paying for rounds, and what they are selling gold Eagles for. Now this shop right here, they were actually buying rounds at $2 an ounce back of spot, Eagles at $1 over, and they wanted $200 an ounce over spot for the 1 ounce gold Eagle. So that brings us to a value difference of $131 that you're losing in bullion value by swapping your Eagles out for a gold Eagle with this shop, or 2.6 ounces of silver. But look at rounds. 88.4, that is a difference of 7.7 ounces, or $389.93 that you are leaving on the table. And believe it or not, it actually gets worse than that. So we're going to move on to this shop. Shop number 3, this is not, I have my notes here. This is not the California one. Shop number 3, they actually, yes, 90-1 Buffalo rounds. So this shop actually told me the swap. So they said roughly, they said about or roughly 90 ounces of rounds for a 1 ounce gold Eagle. So we're just using 90. But that's around 9.3 ounces of silver difference, or $470.95 in bullion value being left on the table. It's much more reasonable, although still kind of rough, with 85 silver Eagles, 4.3 ounces of difference, or $217. Now, moving on to shop 4, this is the one in California, and I wish I could have recorded this call, but California, as you know, is a 2-party consent state, and so I'd have to let them know I was recording, and if I told them I was recording for a YouTube video, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to make themselves sound better, but take a look at this number for rounds. Eagles was actually really good. Now, just so you know, this shop actually told me what they were doing is they just told me, what they're paying and what they're selling for. For rounds, they were paying $3.50 an ounce back of spot, but for Eagles, they were paying $2 over. Now, the shop was very adamant to tell me they must be BU Eagles, and I said, yes, BU and rolls. So $2 an ounce over spot for BU silver Eagles, and they were selling their 1 ounce gold Eagles for $200 over. Now, actually a really good swap here, I think, on the silver Eagles. Keep in mind, shops have to make money, and that's why we don't name shops. We don't tell you their name. We mask the voice, because we're not here to throw shops under the bus. We're just here to show you what you should expect, or what you can expect when you go out. But as you can see, the shop in California for Eagles, it was really good. It was only about 1 ounce of difference, or $50. That's great. That's really good. If I were going to swap silver Eagles for a gold Eagle, this is the shop I'd do it in. However, for Buffalo rounds at $350 back and then selling the gold Eagle for $200 over, that is a difference of 10.5 ounces. 10.5 ounces, guys. $531 that you are leaving on the table. So in the case of this shop, if you're doing it with Eagles, this is actually, I'll just give you a forward notice, this is the best one we've talked to. But if you're doing it with rounds, it's one of the worst. All right, moving on to shop number 5. And you can see this shop right here, they needed 82.1 ounces of silver Eagles, or a 1.4 ounce difference, which also really is not that bad, or $70.90. And then the rounds were way better than the California shop, but they were 86.5 or 5.8 ounces, or $293. Now, that is the 4 shops I wanted to share with you that we're not giving you the audio for, but I do have 2 more shops I recorded. Both of them said something that I thought was kind of interesting, so I figured I'd share the whole call with you. Let's get into it with shop number 6. Hi, I saw silver was over $50 an ounce again, and I was thinking about maybe taking some of my silver and getting gold. Is that something you guys do? Like, could I trade it in there?
Sure, you can.
Okay. So I have,
It all depends what you have and what's the price at that time for the gold and the silver, and we will work a number in between.
Gotcha. Okay. I appreciate that. So I have a bunch of silver rounds, and I also have a bunch of BU silver Eagles. If I were to say come in today, and I know the numbers change, but let's just say I were to come in today and bring in, say, a bunch of silver rounds, how many would I need to bring to get an Eagle, like a gold Eagle?
Well, I'm not sure how many, but I will tell you what's the gold Eagle. If you're buying gold Eagle right now,
okay.
Let me check that one more time for the market.
Okay.
As you know, the market is changed all the time.
Oh, of course.
Okay. If you buying gold Eagle right now, it'd be $44.50.
$44.50. Okay. And then I guess then you would just tell me what you would buy my rounds and silver Eagles for. What would you pay for those, I guess?
Well, the round is different than Eagles.
Right.
Eagles, I have to look at each one to see if it's a syllable as an Eagle or syllable as a silver.
They're
It depends
BU
what the condition is.
they're BU rolls, like unopened rolls straight out of a monster box.
Okay, that's exactly the same. I understand what you're saying. Do you know what year?
Or like 2015, 2016.
Okay, okay, yeah. It will be about $1.75 over the spot,
Okay.
whatever the spot is at that time.
Gotcha. And then what about Buffalo rounds?
Buffalo rounds will be $1.75 below spot.
Okay. All right. So I can just use that to kind of figure out what I would need then. Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right, so I wanted to share that call for two reasons. One of them being that is one of the shops that told me how much they were buying and selling for, and they were by far, of all those shops that said that number, the most for Gold Eagles. At $44.50, that is around $350 or so over spot. Keep in mind, I'm using 4104 as a baseline. It could have been 4100, and they were exactly $350, on their spot ticker when I made the call, but it was definitely around that price. So they were around $350 an ounce over spot. The other reason I wanted to share it with you is because unlike the California call where I could not record the shop that was over 10 ounces difference, this shop I could record, and they were 10.2 ounces on rounds difference on, for the GSR. So 80.7 is the GSR, 90.9 ounces of Buffaloes. You would need to trade them to get a 1 ounce Gold Eagle, a difference of $516. And unlike the California shop, they didn't have a really good deal on Eagles like the California shop did. 4.2 ounces at $212 or $212.69 difference. All right, one more shop. Let's hear what they had to say. Hi, I saw silver was over 50 again, and I was thinking about like maybe trading in some of my silver for gold. Is that something you guys do where I can just trade it?
Oh, yeah, we could definitely do that.
Okay.
You usually get a little bit better deal when you're trading, too.
Oh, good. Well, could you kind of just give me an idea? Because I don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm just kind of thinking about it. So I have a couple hundred rounds, but I just want one gold eagle. How many?
Just generic one?
Yeah, just buff. Well, I also have, actually, since you're asking, I also have silver eagles, but let's just do the buffaloes.
So let's see. Gold eagle today would be $42.25.
Okay.
And at the price right now, it would take about 84, 85 generic silver rounds to get Gold Eagle.
Oh, that's not bad at all. So would it be different for Eagles? Like, would I need less Eagles than rounds?
Yes, it would take less Eagles to get Gold American Eagle.
Gotcha. How many roughly today? 82 or less, or?
About 84.
About 84.
83 or 84.
83 to 84. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Like I said, I just want to think about it.
Yep, have a good day.
All right, you too. All right, so I wanted to share that call for a couple of reasons as well. One of them being that he is the only of the 7 shops that I talked to today that said that you get a little bit better of a deal when you're doing a swap over just selling them and then using the cash you get to buy the gold. That being said, when we were listening to the call, it certainly sounded like he was just looking up what they pay for the Eagles in rounds and what they are selling the 1 ounce Gold Eagles for, and then making kind of an estimation based off of that. Now, for Buffaloes, he said 84 to 85, so I just wrote down 84.5, that's kind of in between. And then for Eagles, I kind of tried to bait him a little bit. I said, would that be like 82? I was hoping that I would get a really good number, but he said, no, more like 83 to 84. So again, averaging it out, 83.5 or 2.8 ounces difference for the Silver Eagles. That's a value difference of $141.79. And then on the Buffaloes, 3.8 ounces difference or $192.43. So there you have it, guys. And obviously, I think one lesson you can really take away from this, as you can with many of my videos, is it's always best to shop around. For example, like I said with the California shop, really good place to go for Eagles, really bad place to go for Buffaloes. So, depending on what you're wanting to do, definitely take your time and make sure you're getting the best deal no matter what you do. Take the time to call shops, look online, whatever it may be, so that you always know you are getting the most that you can for your money, or in the case of this video, the most gold you can for your silver. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today, and if you did, please do me a favor. Don't forget to like and subscribe and help us continue to grow. I really would appreciate it if you guys would help me out getting me to 250,000 subscribers. That would be huge. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.